Hi dear students, everybody, welcome to Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. Today let us see the solutions of the mock test paper conducted on 13/7/2022 math part. Okay, right, without any further ado, let us enter the discussion. Before that, please subscribe to our Infinity Learn YouTube channel, Infinity Learn JEE. Right, and I will be giving some more information regarding our free classes and our courses and everything. Okay, right, dear students. Now coming to question number 1, this is the differential equation given. You need to arrange this differential equation in such a way that the solution is in the form of ky by x minus 1 by x square plus y square equal to c. Then we need to find k value, right. For that, my dear friends, what I am going to do here is, you see, you can write x dx plus y dy by, you can write y dx minus x dy equal to, here you can write x power 4 plus 2x square y square plus y power 4 by x square, right. It is very clear. You see, you can write it as x square plus y square whole square. You just do one thing, you just multiply with y square here and y square here, so that I can write x by y whole square. Even you multiply here with 2 and you try to write 1 by 2 here. So that, my dear friends, in the next step I write 1 by 2 into, you see, this is d of x square plus y square by, this is y dx minus x dy by v square d of x by y, right, each which is equal to, you can write x square plus y square whole square by, you can write x by y whole square. Fine. Now my dear friends, you can comfortably variable separable you can do and integrate. You see, d of, you can write x square plus y square by x square plus y square whole square is equal to d of x by y by x by y whole square, right. In this stage, you just integrate on both sides, you will get 1 by x square kind of minus 1 by 2 into 1 by x square plus y square is equal to minus 1 by, you can say, x by y plus c you can write. So you can of course cancel minus, you can write of course plus c, so that it is going to be, you see, the solution is like 1 by x square plus y square is equal to 2 by x by y plus c. You just see, this is just like 2y by x minus 1 by x square plus y square is equal to c. K value must be 2, my dear friends, that is all. So just little bit alignment of the differential equation, that is it. Then the second question, this is the standard previous question. There are 30 sets A1, A2, A3 and so on, A30, 30 sets. Each set is having 5 elements each. So if I simply put them on the ground, you will get 30 into 5, you will get 150 elements. But when you do union of all these, you are getting a set called S, and each element of S belongs to exactly 10 of AIs, means out of these 150 elements, each element is present 10 times here. That means the number of distinct elements of S is going to be, you can say, by 10, because each element of this are repeated 10 times. Same logic you can apply for B. Suppose this is B1, B2, they are Bn sets, and each set is having 3 elements. So the number of elements is going to be 3 into n. After unioning these Bj's, you got the same set S. Here each element of S is there in exactly 9 of Bj's. That means out of 3n elements, each element repeated 9 times. So number of elements in S is 3n by 9. That means, friends, this is going to be, I can say, 10 gets cancelled, 15 is equal to n by 3. So n is going to be 45. right? It's a simple one, that's all. Next, my dear friends, yeah, you see, in a species has an initial population 4/10, okay. At the end of the first day, the population increases by 50%. That means this plus 50% means, you know, we can write into 3/2, because 150 by 100, which is 3/2. At the end of the second day, it decreases by the same percentage. If it decreases by 50%, that means into 1/2 you have to do, okay. Then if the process continues in the same pattern, the number of days for the population to reach 3/10. You see, my dear friends, this is 2/20 into, you see, 3/2 square. So, to get 3/10, such things repeated 10 times, then 2/20 gets cancelled, you will get 3/10. That means this is for 2 days, right? 10 days means you can, it takes 20 days, right? The number of days it required is 20, that's it. Next, my dear friends, this is another one. So, Z is not real, W is a complex number of this kind which is purely real. If a complex number is real, W is equal to W bar. So, here you can write 1 minus Z square by 1 plus Z square. This must be equal to its conjugate. Its conjugate you can write 1 minus Z bar square by 1 plus Z bar square. This happens. Now you just cross multiply these two. If you cross multiply and simplify, you will get like Z bar minus Z into 1 minus mod Z square is equal to 0. Z is equal to Z bar in the sense Z is purely real, but Z is not real. So, this cannot possible. So, this must be possible. So, mod Z must be 1, my dear friends. That is all. What you need to do is just cross multiply and simplify, that is it. Okay. Next, my dear friends, P of x is a polynomial of degree greater than 2, some degree. P of x is some polynomial which leaves remainder a and minus a when divided by, you see, when it is divided by x plus a, remainder is a. When it is divided by x minus a, the remainder is minus a. Now, what is the remainder when P of x is divided by x square minus a square, which is the product of these two? You know, friend, this is a standard question. You can do by procedure even, or else you can also take like, you see, the answer is such an expression. When you put minus a, you have to get a. When you put a, you have to get minus a. Such expression is minus x, you see. If you put minus a, you will get a. If you put a, you have to get minus a. That is the thing. Or else, if at all you want to do a procedure, you can take P of x, you can divide with x square minus a square, you will get some quotient. The remainder must be like ax plus b, because you are dividing with quadratic. So, you can write P of x is, my dear friends, x square minus a square into q of x plus ax plus b. Now, you put x is equal to a, you know, put minus a, P of minus a, you already know it as a. Of course, this a b are used, you can take like capital A b. So, you can write capital A b here. If you put minus a, this becomes 0, you will get a into minus a plus b, right. Similarly, if you put a here, you will get actually minus a according to the problem, which is a into a plus b. You solve these two equations, my dear friends, you will get capital A is minus 1, b is 0. So, minus x is going to be the answer, my dear friends. That is all. Next, this is another question. Even E2 be the eccentricities of the ellipse. You see, b less than 5 means b square is less than 25. Eccentricity of the first ellipse is root of 25 minus b square by 25. Eccentricity of the second one, hyperbola, is 16 plus b square by 16, right. So, he has given that even E2 is equal to 1. You just multiply, my dear friends, root of 25 minus b square into 16 plus b square by 5 into 4 is equal to 20 you will get. And by observation you can say b square is going to be 9. You just see, if b square is 9, this is 16, that is 25, 4 into 5, 20. So, you got b square value. Now, alpha, beta are the distances between foci of the two ellipses, okay, and foci of the hyperbola respectively. Are yaar, 2AE is the distance between the two foci. For this ellipse, A is going to be 5, E is nothing but, if you put b square is 9, you will get 4 by 5, 8 it is, alpha is 8. So, such option. Similarly, beta you compute, beta is also 2AE, distance between the two foci, 2 into A is going to be 4, eccentricity is going to be 5 by 4 which is 10. So, 8 comma 10 is going to be the answer. Next my dear friends, as extends to 0, you know 0 plus or 0 minus, sin x is slightly less than x, right? Am I correct? Slightly less than x. So, x by sin x is slightly more than 1 into 100 means 100 point something, whose step will become 100. X by, you see here sin x by x is slightly less than 1. So, 99 into slightly less than 1 means you will get 98 point something, whose step is 98. So, 100 plus 98, 198 is going to be the answer. That is it. Next my dear friends, an isosceles triangle is inscribed in a circle. You see, this is a circle with center 3 comma 4 passing through origin, you see. So, this is 0 0, I can say center is 3 comma 4, okay, and with vertex of the origin, you see an isosceles triangle is inscribed in this with vertex at origin, right, and one of the equal sides along the axis of x. This is equal side friends, you know. So, this is other equal side would be this side, okay, fine. This one along x axis means y is equal to 0, you can put in this equation, you will get x square minus 6x equal to 0, x is 0 or x is 6, this is 6 comma 0 is going to be this point my dear friends. Now, we want equation of the other side through origin, we want to find this equation. Since the center is 3 comma 4 and radius is also 5, you can write this point like x1 plus r cos theta comma y1 plus r sin theta, you can take. Now, this point is there on the circle, this point to origin, the distance must be, this distance is 6, since it is isosceles, you must apply, this is also going to be my dear friends, I can say this is going to be 6. Just equate this distance is equal to 6, you will get a trigonometric equation, from that you will get cos theta sin theta, you can find the line equation, okay dear friends. Next, yeah, this is another one, cos square theta is given as k square, of course theta is in third quadrant. I want, yeah, cos theta must be plus or minus k, so k by root of 1 minus k square into tan theta I want plus root of 1 minus k square into cosecant theta we want, okay. Now my dear friends, suppose k is a positive quantity, anyhow k is positive quantity you have to assume. So, tan theta in third quadrant it is positive, so cos theta you can take like k, fine, because in fact in third quadrant you can take cos theta is negative, so cos theta is minus k for your kind information. So, from these can you just find tan theta and cosecant theta and substitute. Cosecant theta is hypotenuse 1 by opposite side is 1 minus k square, but in third quadrant sin theta is negative, so this should be minus. Tan theta is positive, opposite side is going to be, I can say root of 1 minus k square by adjacent side is going to be k, tan theta is positive, you have to write this. These values you substitute here, my dear friends, this becomes 1 and this becomes minus 1. The final answer would be 0, my dear friends, just matter of simplification. Next, there are 20 persons among whom there are 2 brothers. Okay, the number of ways in which we can arrange them around a circle so that there is exactly 1 person between these 2 brothers. Okay, fine, there are 20 persons, 2 brothers, so 18 others. So you choose one of them can be chosen in 18 ways. Now these 3 members you group, there are 17 members are there. So 17 other members and one group, 18 members you have to arrange in a circle in 17 factorial, right. Already a person can be selected in 18 ways. So that person and these 2 brothers are grouped, and 17 other members, altogether 18 things can in a circle can be arranged in 17 factorial. Now you have to arrange the group. Here brother 1, brother 2, this fellow must sit in the middle, or B2, B1 this side or this side. So they can be arranged in only 2 factorial ways, B1 this side, B2 that side, like this. So final answer I can say 18 this is factorial, 18 factorial into 2 factorial is the answer, that is it. Okay. Next, dear friends, the equation has, you see the equation is modulus of 2 power x minus 1 plus modulus of 2 power x plus 1 is equal to 2. You see this is always positive, you can write 2 power x plus 1. This one, my dear friends, if x is 0, it is going to be 0. If x is negative, this is negative, which becomes 1 minus 2 power x. Even x is 0 also, this is 0, so we can write 1 minus 2 power x, got cancelled, equation is satisfied. So if x is 0 or negative, this equation will be satisfied. So equation will have infinitely many solutions. So all non-positive real numbers, it will be true for all non-positive real numbers, it is correct for 0 as well as negatives. Next, friends, given 2 bags A, B follows. Bag A contains 3 red and 2 white balls. Bag B contains 2 red and 5 white balls. Fine. A bag is selected at random, a ball is drawn and put into the other bag, and then a ball is drawn from the second bag. What is the probability that both balls drawn of the same color are of the same color? That means both red or both white. So friends, first we may choose ball from bag A or bag B, both the case let us see. So first selection of the bag, it is A, chance is 1 by 2. So from this, suppose I want the case both red. So bag A is selected. First the selection of red is 3 by 5. That red is placed in the second now. From there you have to select red in the sense 3 by, you can say 3 by 8. Yes. Or both white. Here selection of white is 2 by 5. The same one of the white kept there, the chance is 6 by, you can say 8. This is how it happens if you start from bag A. In the same way, the chance of starting from bag B is 1 by 2. Now, so red case, first red ball selection is 2 by 7. That red is kept here. Now you have to get red here again, that is 4 by 7. Am I correct? 4 by 6. 4 by 6. Yeah. Plus, first white ball selection is 5 by 7 into that white is kept here 3 by 6. This is the thing. Now you just simplify this, you are going to get 901 by 1680. That's all. That's all. Simple. So first you select the bag. So bag A, possibility bag B. Once you select bag A, you have to get same color, in the sense both red. First you select red ball 3 by 5, then the same red ball is kept in the second. Now you have to select red from there. So 3 by 8. Okay. Yeah, that is the thing, friends. You can do like that. Next, this one, you see this determinant, you can take x minus 3 common from the first row, x minus 5 common from the second row. So f of 3 will be 0, f of 5 will be 0. So first term is 0, second term is 0, this is also 0. Finally you will get 0, which I can say f of 3. Yes. So f of 3, that is it. Next, the same question it is. This is a standard question, the angle theta between a line and the plane, my dear friends. That means, friends, suppose this is a plane, this is a line. So you just take the normal of the plane. If this angle is in fact theta, this is 90 degrees minus theta. So you just try to apply angle between these two. First line drs are 1 to 2, normal drs are 2 minus 1 root lambda, angle between them is 90 minus theta, cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta, is a1a2 plus b1b2 plus c1c2 by, this is root 9 is 3 into root of 415 plus lambda. These two got cancelled, sin theta is already given as 1 by 3, 3 also got cancelled. Root of 5 plus lambda is root 4 lambda. So 5 plus lambda is 4 lambda. So 3 lambda is 5, lambda is 5 by 3. That is it. Simple question. Next, the solution of the differential equation. Here what a simple one, you can just do variable separable, right? Sin y plus y cos y dy is equal to x log x square plus x dx. You can just integrate variable separable, sin y integral, you know, y cos y you can do by parts. Here also half you write, 2x you can write. So by parts you can do, or x square you can take it as t and integrate, x dx you can do. That is it. Next, my dear friends, this is another integration related question. This integral, you see what you can do is, so 4 you can take common, x plus 2 minus 1 by x plus 2 into, you can write root of x plus 2 whole square plus 2 square dx you can write. Now if you separate, friends, separate, x plus 2 gets cancelled, 4 by root of x plus 2 whole square plus 2 square dx minus integral 1 by x plus 2 into root of x plus 2 whole square plus 2 square dx, right. So we have formula for here, a standard formula. This is like 1 by x square plus a square, right. 4 comes out 1 by a sin h inverse x by a, right. That is log of x plus root of x square plus 1. This is 4 into 1 by a means 1 by 2 kind of you will get, not 1 by a, sin 1 by a will not be, 4 into you will get. So 4 into is available, this expression is here, it is not there, in these two options it is available. Even here also you can take x plus 2 whole power whole square, you can take common. So 2 by x plus 2 you can take as t, so that you will get the answer in this format, dear friends. So you can evaluate the integral. Next, you see, my dear friends, f of x is box ABC, a, b, c, 3 vectors are given, box A in which x is the only available variable, remaining are all numbers, friends. You see, f of x is nothing but determinant of x minus 2 3 minus 2 x minus 1 7 minus 2 x I can say. If you just expand, you will get a cubic expression in f of x, and he said x naught be the point of local maxima. With the help of f dash x you can find where it is going to have local maxima. Okay, local maxima is that point x naught where the derivative will be 0 at x naught and left side it is positive, right side it is negative. You can find that. Now, once you can apply that x naught, you see he is asking the value of this expression a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a is also an expression in x. There you need to put x is equal to x naught, that is it. Next, water runs into an inverted conical tent at a rate of 20 cubic feet. You see, so this is a conical one, vessel kind of. So, water runs into this at 20 cubic feet per minute and leaks out at the rate of 5 cubic feet per minute. Together I can say the volume of this will be 15 cubic feet per minute. This is the rate of change of volume. The height of the water is 3 times the radius of the water surface. Suppose this is the water surface, height h, this is radius r, h is equal to 3r he mentioned, right. Now, my dear friends, you can say volume of this particular water cone V is equal to 1/3 pi r square h, whereas h is 3r. So, if you write that, if you write 3r pi r cube, you just apply dV by dt is equal to pi into 3r into dr by dt. Fine. He wants dy by dt, it is very clear 15 it is, because 20 minus 5 is pi into 3 into r is 5 into dr by dt, my dear friends. 3r square, sorry, 5 square. So, 3 5 get cancel, 1 by 5 pi, dr by dt is 1 by 5 pi feet per minute. This is the answer, that is it. Next, my dear friends, the domain of this function, this very simple, sine inverse of anyhow it is non-negative, mod x plus 5 by x square plus 1 must be less than or equal to 1. Since x square plus 1 is positive, you can write x square plus 1. So, x square minus mod x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. So, mod x value you try to find, my dear friends, minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Mod x cannot be negative, so you will get 1 plus root 17 by 2 is going to be the value. So, minus infinity to this number union this number to infinity. The same he has mentioned, a is going to be, I can say 1 plus root 17 by 2, dear friends. Next, you see this is the one, r is a relation given x square plus 3y square less than or equal to 8 is a relation on the set of integers, then the domain of r inverse, that means codomain or range of r, I can say, that means y values here. Y can be kept 0 because anyhow integers, y can be kept 1 minus 1, but 2 it cannot be kept. 2 square into 3 is 12, less than or equal to 8 is not possible. These are the only 3 possible numbers. So, minus 1 0 1 is going to be the answer, my dear friends. Next, this is a simple equation. If 3 numbers are in AP logarithms, you know first number plus second number is twice of the middle number, that is log of 2 power x minus 3 base 5 into 2 is equal to log 2 base 5 plus log of 17 by 2 plus 2 power x minus 1, I guess minus 1 is here, this is the one, right. Now, what you can do is, this is also of base 5, so you can write 2x minus 3 whole square is equal to 2 into 17 by 2 plus 2 power x minus 1. So, which is, friends, 2 power x whole square minus plus 9 minus 6 into 2 power x is equal to 17 plus 2 power x. You can just take 2 power x is t. So, you can write t square minus 7t, you can write plus 9 minus 17 is minus 8 is equal to 0. So, t must be 8 comma minus 1. Yes. So, 2 power x, my dear friends, cannot be minus 1, right? You can discard it. So, x must be 3. For that x is equal to 3, you substitute and you need to check that all the logarithm inputs must be defined. It is possible here. So, you can take x is equal to 3, a simple equation. Next, my dear friends, the least value and the largest value of alpha for which the equation has a solution are PQ, then find this. This is, friends, you can take z is equal to x plus iy plus some alpha into mod z minus 1 is root of x minus 1 whole square plus y square plus 2i is equal to 0, which implies real part x plus alpha into root of x minus 1 whole square plus y square plus I into y plus 2 is equal to 0. So, if a complex number is 0, real part must be 0 and imaginary part must be 0. So, y value must be minus 2. Once y is minus 2, my dear friends, you will get x plus alpha into root of x square minus 2x. You can see 4 plus 1, 5 must also be 0. From this, my dear friends, you can say alpha is going to be, I can say, minus x by root of x square minus 2x plus 5. You know alpha is this expression, my dear friends. Now, with the help of derivative, you can find its minimum value and maximum value. Linear by root of quadratic, derivative help you can take, from which you can find p and q values, minimum maximum values you can substitute. Okay, fine. Next, you see the lines touch the curve at the points where the curve intersects x axis. Where does this curve intersect x axis? Y is equal to 0, you know, x is equal to 1 comma 2. So, that means this point is going to be 1 comma 0, 2 comma 0. If the first one passes through 1 comma 0, x plus y is equal to 1 it is, that means a value is 1, and x minus y is equal to 2 comma 0 is 2. So, b value is 2. He is asking us to find a by b. Of course, a by b is going to be 1 by 2, which is 0.5. Okay. Next, dear friends, 10 different letters of an alphabet are given, 10 letters are available, say A to J. Words with 5 letters are formed with these given letters, 5. So, how many ways you can fill? This can be filled in 10 ways, 10 ways, 10 ways, 10 ways, 10 ways, 10 power 5 you can form, but the number of words which have at least one letter repeated. At least one letter repeated means you just find out of these where no letter is repeated. No letter repeated will be how much? So, it is going to be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, which is 10p5. So, if you just find 10 power 5 minus 10p5, it is going to be your answer. That is it. Next, friends, this is a simple limit. Limit extends to pi by 2. If you substitute, you will get 0 by 0. What you can do here is 4 root 2 into sin c plus sin d you apply. You will get 2 sin c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2 by, my dear friends, here also it is 2 sin a sin b, right, which you can write cos a minus b. You can write a minus b is x by 2 minus cos a plus b, which is cos, I can write 7x by 2 plus cos 5x by 2 minus, here you can take root 2 common, 1 plus cos 2x you can get like 2 cos square x, right, 2 cos square x plus cos 3x by 2. Now, my dear friends, you put limit extends to pi by 2, you won't get, you see, cos x, cos 90 degrees is 0, you just try to take certain things common, otherwise here also you can take 2 sin x cos x, sin x can be taken out, 2 cos square x will be, here you try to simplify, here also again you try to apply transformations, you take minus common, cos a minus cos b, so that after cancellations you will easily get, if necessary we can use L'Hospital's rule, just trigonometric simplification, right. Next my dear friends, you know this is a standard determinant, this is 1 minus a minus b into b minus c into c minus a, but this is given as minus 2, where a, b, c are positive integers such that a greater than b greater than c. You can take like this is minus 2 in the sense in the products, maybe like 1 into minus 2. Suppose if you take a like n plus 1, this is n minus 1. If you take 3 consecutive integers, you see a minus b is 1, b minus c is 1, c minus a is minus 2. So, a, b, c must be 3 consecutive integers my dear friends, so that you can substitute here a, b, c any 3 consecutive integers, you can find the value, right. So, you can take like one a3, b2, c1 you can put, that is fine. This is 9 plus 14, 23 minus 10, 13. You can also try with other combinations also, you will get the same answer. Next, the probability of a man hitting a target is 1 by 10 and the least number of shots required, so that the probability of his hitting the target at least once is greater than 1 by 4. Suppose friends, this person has to try n trials. In each trial success probability is 1 by 10, failure probability is 9 by 10. Okay. Now, he has to get at least one success, probability of x greater than or equal to 1, you can write 1 minus probability of x equal to 0, which is 1 minus nc0 into q to the power of n minus 0 into p to the power of 0, which is 1 minus q to the power of n. That means 1 minus 9 by 10 whole power n. He said this must be greater than 1 by 4. My dear friends, if you put n is equal to 1, so you can say otherwise 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4 must be greater than 9 by 10 power n. If you put n is equal to 1, this is 0.9, not correct. N is equal to 2, 81 by 100, 0.81, this itself greater. But n is equal to 3, 729 by 1000, 7.29, which is less than this, it is correct. So, n is equal to 3 is the least possible value for which this is possible. Okay. Next friends, this is another integral, you can just do divide with sine square x, so that this becomes cosecant square x plus 2 cot x into cosecant x by this becomes cot x plus 2 cosecant x whole square dx. You just see its derivative friends, cot x derivative minus cosecant square x, 2 into cosecant x derivative is minus cosecant x cot x. So, just supply minus 1 here and here. So, f dash x by f of x square. So, minus 1 into 1 by x square kind of minus 1 by x. Finally, you will get 1 by cot x plus 2 cosecant x plus c. Yeah, right. So, this is going to be g of x, g of 0 is 0, you just simplify, you try to write in terms of, you see g of x is equal to, so this is sin x by cos x plus 2, right. Put x is equal to 0 plus c we have to write, so c must be 0. Now g of 3 pi by 2 you can substitute and do, my dear friends. Okay. Yeah. Next, you see a bar, b bar, c bar are given in which lambda is the unknown. Coplanar, 3 vectors coplanar means their box is 0, the determinant is 0. 1 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1 1, lambda 1 2, this det must be 0. Okay, you will get lambda value, you can find lambda minus 4. Next, yeah, dear students, that's all about the solution of this particular question paper. See you.
Okay, so let's go to the first question, and the first question is, the oxygen dissolved in water exert a partial pressure of 20 kPa in the vapor above the water. Okay, so basically they have given you the partial pressure of the oxygen here, and the partial pressure of the oxygen is basically 20 kPa. Okay, so this is given in the question itself above, and the molar solubility of the oxygen is x into something. Okay, so you have to find the molar solubility, and that molar solubility has to be represented by x into 10 to the power minus 5 moles per liter. Okay, so basically, and the given Henry law constants are there, present there. Okay, so we have to use the Henry law equation, and the Henry law equation is that partial pressure of the oxygen is equals to Kh, that is Henry law constant, into mole fraction of oxygen, into mole fraction of the oxygen. From here we can calculate the mole fraction of the oxygen very easily. Okay, so if we calculate the mole fraction of the oxygen from this equation, it will be, the mole fraction of oxygen will come out to be, the partial pressure is 20 and the Kh value is basically 8 into 10 to the power 4. Okay, so it will be 8 into 10 to the power minus 4, sorry, plus 4. Okay, if you solve it, it will come out to be 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 4. But this is not our answer. Why? Because this is the mole fraction. What is asked in the question? Read it again. The molar solubility. They are asking you the molar solubility, and that too of the oxygen in the water is basically x into 10 to the power minus 5. So we have to convert this mole fraction into molarity actually. Okay, because this unit, if you look into the unit, that is mole per liter, is actually the unit of molarity. Okay, so how do we convert that? So that's a different part of this question, because you can divide this question into two individual parts. So if you look into the mole fraction of oxygen, it's very small. Okay, the value is very small, 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 4. So if I write down that x of O2 is equal to basically moles of O2 upon the moles of O2 plus the moles of water. Okay, so I can easily ignore the moles of oxygen because of the very small value of mole fraction of oxygen. So I can assume that this will be approximately equal to N of O2 upon N of basically H2O. Okay, this will ease our calculation, nothing else. Okay, so if you put the values here, the X of O2 is given in the question as 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 4. So from here, can I say that this value will be equal to 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 4, and the value of water moles will be 1. Okay, so now you can easily calculate the molarity because you know the moles of solute and you also know the moles of basically solvent. Okay, so from here, if I go for the density is given to you as a 1 kg per liter cube. Okay, sorry, per decimeter cube, which can be easily called as a liter. So from here, I can say that if the moles of water is 1, so the mass of water will be also moles into molecular mass, that is 18. Okay, so it is basically 18 gram. So from here, if the density is 1, I can say that the volume of basically water will be 18 ml. Okay, so the volume of water will be 18 ml. Now you know the moles of oxygen, you know the volume, you can easily calculate the molarity. Okay, so the molarity will be equal to, moles of solute, that is N of O2, upon the volume of the solution, that is water volume. Okay, so it will be equal to, the moles is given to you as 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 upon divided by, what are the volume of water? The volume of water is basically 18 ml. So you can write down this 18 upon 1000. Okay, so once you solve this question, you will get the correct answer of this question. Okay, moving to the next question. The next question is that a metal crystallizes in two cubic phases. Okay, one of them is the face centered and the other one is the body centered. Okay, whose unit cell lengths are, so this is for this will also be in angstrom. Okay, and the unit cell length, so the edge lengths are given. This is for FCC and this is for BCC. Okay, so these are the edge lengths of FCC and BCC are given in the question. The ratio of density of BCC and FCC is this. Okay, so find the value of Y. So this question is very simple if you know the formula. Okay, so let's come to the formula of the question, and the formula for the density. Okay, so the formula for the density is basically equal to Z, that is the effective number of atom present in the cubic unit cell, into basically Na, which is Avogadro's number, dividing it with molar mass into basically A cube, that is the volume of the one unit cell. Okay, so this is the formula of density. Now let's solve the density of FCC and then solve it for the density of BCC. Okay, so if I write down the formula for density of FCC, the formula will look like Z will be equals to 4. So we can write it down as, this as 4 into Na divided by m, that is the molar mass of the substance, upon A. What is the edge length of FCC? 3.5 angstrom. So it will be 3.5 whole cube. Okay, and similarly, if I write down the density of BCC, it will be equal to 2 into Na, using the same formula. Okay, just the value of Z and A is going to change. Okay, so 2 into Na upon, what is the molar, m will be same and A value is 3. Okay, so it will be 3 cube. Okay, now you have to just take the ratio of both of them. So if you divide the density of FCC by density of BCC, you will get the final answer, and that comes out to be 1.259. So the correct answer of this question is basically 1. Okay, because the value of density of ratio is given by y.259, so y is representing the 1. Okay, so this will be your final answer. Okay, now moving to the next question. So this question is based on thermodynamics actually, but it is mixed with the electrochemistry. Okay, so it's a beautiful combination type of question which are generally asked in JEE Mains right now in the examinations. So have a look into this question. So the standard free energies formation in kilojoule per mole are this. Okay, so these are given data for H2O liquid, CO2 gas and pentane gas respectively. Okay, EMF value for the pentane oxygen fuel cell is, okay, so you have to mark your answer basically rounding off to the 2 digits. Okay, so let's have a look into this question. First of all, I will give you the formula that has to be used in this question, and the formula is the delta G. The formula is delta G naught is equals to minus N F E naught. So this is the formula that you have to use in this question. Okay, this is the formula that you have to use in this question. So in this question, the second thing that we have to do is basically write down the equation. Okay, so let's write down the equation here. So pentane is C5H12. Okay, and when it is combusted with oxygen, it will produce 5 moles of CO2 and 6 moles of water. Okay, you have to balance the equation, remember that. Okay, you don't need to balance oxygen here, though you can balance. Okay, it will be 8 O2. If you balance it out, it comes out to be 8 O2, but you don't need to balance because delta G naught for O2 formation is always taken as 0. Okay, so now if I go for the delta H of this delta G of this cell, delta G naught of this cell, it has to be equal to delta G naught of the reaction. Okay, and how to calculate delta G naught of the reaction here? It can be simply calculated by basically product delta G naught minus reactant delta G naught. Okay, so what are there in the product? CO2 is in the product, H2O is there in the product. So this side is basically the product side. Okay, and that side is actually the reactant side. Okay, so you have to do that here. So it will be delta G of the product. Okay, so it will be delta G of the product side minus delta G of the reactant side. Okay, so this is just the thing you have to do. And what is the delta G of the product? Let's write down this. So it will be equal to, how many moles of CO2 are there? 5. Okay, so it will be basically equal to 5 into delta G naught of CO2, that is given in the question as 394 point this. Okay, so it will be minus 394.4. Okay, this is the first. The next product is H2O. How many moles of H2O are formed there? 6 moles. Okay, so it will be basically equals to plus 6 times of minus 237.2. Okay, so this will be equal to this much. Okay, this is the product side. Now you have to subtract with the reactant, and for the reactant this is always taken as the 0, so you don't need to worry about it. You need only put the value of pentane, and the value for the pentane is given as 8.2 and only 1 mole of pentane is used. Okay, so it will be basically minus of 1 into minus 8.2. Okay, so if you solve it, you will get the delta G, okay, of the cell. Now if we have to apply this formula, the delta G cell is equal to minus N, then F, and then you have to multiply that with basically E naught of the cell. Then you also need N, okay, because you know the delta G naught from here, you know the delta G naught of the cell from here, just substitute the value here, and you also know the Faraday value, that is equals to 96500. Okay, you have to only calculate N and you will get your answer. Now how do we basically calculate the N? So remember, in this type of questions it's always easier to pick an element which is in elemental state. What I mean by that, if you pick this, then you have to calculate individually for carbon and hydrogen. But if you pick oxygen, then you can easily calculate the N factor without going into the individual calculations. How? So oxygen here is in 0 oxidation state. Here the oxygen is in -2 oxidation state. Here also the oxygen is in -2 oxidation state. How many oxygen atoms are there? 16 total. 8 into 2. So there are 16 oxygen atoms are there, and each of them is getting reduced by N factor 2. So 16 of them will be basically the N factor of here oxygen, if I calculate, or the reactant, reductant, it will be, because 16 atoms of oxygen are present there and each of them are going from 0 to -2 oxidation state, so it will be into 2. So the n factor will be 32. Okay, now just substitute n equals to 32 and you know all the values, just keep the values and you will get your answer, that is E naught of this cell. Okay, so you will be easily able to solve this. This is very simple problem. Okay, just slight bit of calculation is there. Now moving to the next question. The next question is, calculate the activation energy of a reaction whose reaction rate at 27 degrees Celsius get doubled for 10 degree rise in temperature. Okay, so when you go from temperature is equals to 300 Kelvin, when you go from 300 Kelvin to basically temperature that is 10 degree rise is equals to 310 Kelvin. Okay, so when you move from 300 Kelvin to 310 Kelvin, then you get that basically there is a change in the rate of reaction, and the change of the rate of reaction is that here the rate of reaction is basically if K1, okay, if it is K1, then here the rate of the reaction is basically twice of it. Okay, so I can write down is 2K1. Okay, now you have to calculate the activation energy. So just use the Arrhenius equation and you will be able to solve your question. So the equation look like this: ln K2 by K1 is equals to minus EA by R into 1 upon T2 minus 1 upon T1. So this is thus the equation. Okay, now just substitute the value. So this is basically 2K1. This is equals to K1 only. Okay, and T2 is equals to 310. Okay, so this is basically 310 and this is basically 300. Okay, so just substitute the values and you will get your final answer. So it will become equals to ln2 is equals to, okay, so solve it, EA by R, and here it will be basically 310 minus 300 upon 300 into basically 310. Okay, so this will be your solution, and from here you can easily calculate the value of EA. It will be equal to ln of 2, and remember ln2 value. Okay, so the ln2 value is basically 0.693, and if you sometime forget that value, if you don't remember that value actually, then you can easily find out this value, because there is a thing called conversion of natural log into the ln base 10. Okay, log base of 10. Okay, so how do we convert that? So remember that whenever you have to find out ln of any value, it should be multiplied with 2.303 with basically log of base to the 10. Okay, so if you go for this, and now you have to find the ln2, so it will be this value. Okay, and the value comes out to be this. Now just substitute these values here and you will get your answer. So it will be R, that is given in the question, 3 this, and then it will be 300 into 310. Okay, and divide it by basically 10 and divided by 1000. Why I am saying that you have to divide it by the 1000? Because you have to convert the value into kilo joule. Okay, so divide it by the 1000 and you will get your answer, and I think the answer comes out to be 53.6, something like this. Okay, so now moving to the next question. Okay, so going to the next question. So this is a multiple correct question. It's not an integer based question, and the question says the van der Waals equation for 1 mole of CO2 gas at low pressure will be. So it is saying that the pressure is low, and if the pressure is low, it means that volume is very high. Okay, it corresponds to that. If the pressure is low, the so volume is high, and if the volume is high, then I can say that V minus NV is approximately equal to V, because this term will not be keeping any significance in front of the value of the V. Okay, so it will be equal to V only. Okay, so you can just substitute this in the van der Waals equation, and the van der Waals equation is P plus A N square by V square into V minus NB is equals to RT. Okay, so just substitute this and substitute the value of n to be 1 basically in this question. Okay, remember this is not the n. Okay, so substitute the value of n is equals to this and this substitution, and it will make the equation look like p plus a by v square into v is equals to RT. Okay, so which one is the correct answer? The first option is the correct answer. Okay, so this is going to be your first correct answer. Okay, now moving to the next question. So which of the following is an electron deficient as per the octet rule? Okay, so they are talking about the octet rule. And one more thing, an electron deficient, which means that it should contain number of electron which are coming from the bonds should be less than the 8 electron. Okay, so now check here, the number of bonds are 6, so the number of electron which are involved here are 12. Okay, in the bonding. Here the number of bonds which are basically involved in CO2, if you go for the structure, there are 4 bonds. Okay, so it will be 4 into 2 is equals to 8 electron. Okay, here in PCl5 there are 5 bonds, so it will be 5 into 2 is equals to 10 electrons. Okay, but in BF3 there are only 3 bonds are present. Okay, so if you go for the structure, it will look like this: BF, here another F, and here is the third F. Okay, so there are 3 bonds, and 3 bonds will contain how many electrons? Only 6 electrons. Okay, so the correct answer is the option number 4. Going for the next question. This question is very simple. I would say that this question should not be in any JEE Mains paper, because it will be corrected by everyone who has even opened the chemistry book in 11th class. The question is the number of electron present in the valence shell of the carbon. So for carbon, if you write down the electronic configuration, it will look like 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. Okay, so this is the valence shell, the outermost shell, and it contains basically 4 electrons. Okay, so the correct answer is this one. Okay, moving to the next, the compound that cannot act as both, so it has to be act as both oxidizing and the reducing agent. So any compound, if it has to be act as both the oxidizing as well as the reducing agent, then oxidation state of that element, remember that if it has to act as both, then the oxidation state of element should be between the maximum and the minimum value. Okay, it should be between the maximum and the minimum value. Okay, so the oxidation state of element, if it lies between the maximum oxidation state and the minimum oxidation state and the minimum oxidation state, then in those cases it is going to act as basically both. Okay, but here in the question it is asking cannot. Okay, remember that. Now how to solve this question? First try the find out the oxidation state. So here oxygen is present in -1, and oxygen has a maximum oxidation state of +2 and minimum oxidation state of -2. So this can act as both. Okay, because the oxidation state here is lying between the maximum and the minimum. Okay, for nitrogen the minimum oxidation state is -3 and the maximum is +5. Okay, so here the nitrogen is present in +3 oxidation state, which is also an intermediary oxidation state, or basically between the maximum and the minimum. So this will also act as both. Now here the phosphorus has a minimum oxidation state of -3 and maximum oxidation state of +5, and here the phosphorus is present in +5 oxidation state. And if the phosphorus is present in maximum oxidation state, it cannot act as both. Okay, it cannot oxidize itself more because it is already present in the maximum oxidation state. So this will be your correct answer. Now going for the last option, that is H2SO3. Okay, so here the sulfur is present in +4 oxidation state, and the oxidation state of sulfur, basically the maximum value is basically, if you see, it's +6 and the minimum value is basically the -2. Okay, and it is in between of that, so it can act as both oxidizing and reducing agent. So only S3PO4, where phosphorus is already present in the maximum oxidation state, cannot act as both oxidizing and reducing agent. Okay, so the correct answer is option number 3. Going for the next question. Okay, the next question is, which is intensive property? What are the intensive properties? The properties which do not change if we divide the system. Okay, so all the temperature related properties are intensive, because if you take a rod, okay, and you divide them, does the temperature is going to divide? No. Okay, so it's clear this is also temperature based, this is also temperature based, so they are the intensive property, no doubt in that. Okay, now molarity. Talking about the molarity, what is basically molarity? So what is molarity? Molarity is basically moles upon volume, and remember the ratio of two extensive function is always intensive, and mole is also extensive and volume is also extensive, so this function is also intensive, no doubt in that. Okay, so all of them are intensive properties, so the correct answer will be the option number 4. Okay, so this is the correct answer of this question. Moving to the next question. In a period, elements are arranged in a strict sequence of, so in a period it is asking. Okay, so when you go from this end to this end of the periodic table, that movement is called basically left to right movement. Okay, so for example, I am just taking one of them. Okay, so it can be lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine. When we moved from lithium to beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine, what is increasing actually or decreasing? Check that. Decreasing charge in the nucleus? No. If you move from here to here, then we know that basically effective nuclear charge is increasing and even the nucleus charge is increasing. Even the nucleus charge is increasing due to increase in the number of protons. Okay, so basically first option is incorrect. The second one is correct, increasing. The constant charge, no, it's don't have a constant charge. Equal charge, no. So the correct answer is basically the option number 2. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Moving to the next question. Okay, the next question is from the organic portion, and that is basically test or the practical organic chemistry of alcohol, and it says that Lucas reagent react faster with. Okay, so we know that the Lucas reagent is actually this test, the Lucas test is basically based on SN1 mechanism. Okay, so this has to be written somewhere in the notes that Lucas test is based on, this has to be in your notes, based on SN1 test. Okay, so this is basically based on SN1 reaction, and if it is based on SN1 reaction, then the rate will dependent on the rate of SN1. Okay, so we know that the rate of SN1 is basically directly proportional to stability of carbocation. So it is dependent on stability of carbocation without any rearrangement. The first carbocation that is formed. Okay, don't go for any rearrangement while checking the rate. Okay, because the rate has to be decided by the stability of carbocation of the first. Okay, so now if I go for all the structures, the first structure is 1-butanol, so it will look like this. Okay, and this will be your carbocation. Okay, for the second, it's 2-butanol, so the carbocation will look like this. Okay, and for third structure, that is 2-methyl-2-propanol. Okay, so just draw this propanol and on 2-methyl, and then there is basically the OH. Okay, then for the fourth option, go for the fourth, 2-methyl-1-propanol. Okay, so it will be something like this. Here it will be forming OH. So this is the 3 degree. This is 1 degree carbocation, this is 2 degree carbocation, this is 3 degree carbocation, and this is again 1 degree carbocation. Okay, so it is totally clear that basically 3 degree will be more stable, so the rate of Lucas reagent will be maximum in the option number 3. So this is the correct answer, option number 3. I hope the concept and the question is clear to you all. Okay, moving to the next question. Which of the following is correct regarding solutions? Okay, so the question is basically very basic type of question which is based on the basic definitions and concepts of the solution. So the first option is a binary solution contains 2 components. Yes, this is true, there is no doubt in that. The binary solution contains basically 2. Okay, one of them is solute, another one is the solution solvent. Okay, in aqueous solution of sugar, solute is the water. No, if it's an aqueous solution, the solvent should be water. Okay, and the solute should be the sugar. So the statement 2 is incorrect. Okay, so this is actually the false. Okay, going for the third statement, formation of solution is a chemical process. No, it's a physical process. You can separate the solute and the solvent. Okay, So it's not a chemical, actually it's a physical process. Okay, so this statement is also false. Formation of an aqueous binary solution is always exothermic. No, it can be anything, exothermic or endothermic. Okay, it can be exothermic or endothermic, both of them are correct. Okay, there is no doubt in that. Any example of endothermic? Yes, I am going to give you an example. Ammonium chloride when mixed with water, this is the endothermic solution formation. Okay, so remember, it can be exothermic or endothermic both. Okay, moving to the next question. Glycerol is separated in a soap industries by. Okay, so what happens with the glycerol? Basically, glycerol molecules starts to break the bond before reaching to the boiling point. Okay, so the bonds start to break before reaching to the boiling point. So it cannot be distilled at its natural boiling point, because if you go up to a mark of natural boiling point, then the bond will break down. Okay, and it will not remain glycerol. So we need to basically heat or distill it at a lower temperature than the boiling point, and that has to be done by boiling it as a lower temperature, and it has to be achieved by reducing the pressure. Okay, so distillation under reduced pressure, this is what is going to be correct answer. Okay, you will find this statement and about the glycerol in the NCERT. Okay, so you can go and read the NCERT, the organic basic concepts and basic principles. There you will find this statement and you can go through it. Okay, because this is the one of the most famous question which is asked every time in one or other slots of the paper. Okay, so please be prepared with this question. Now going to the next question, is hydrogen differ from the halogen in which aspect? So it's a very simple question. The hydrogen is there, it has some resemblance with the halogens, but it has more differences also with the halogen. What are these? Nature of oxide. So it has a nature of oxide as a neutral. Okay, while this has basically acidic. Okay, so they have the acidic. So this is true, they differ in this. Okay, less tendency for hydride formation. Yes, H2H minus is very less preferred. Okay, it is not preferred well, but X2X minus is preferred. Okay, so this is also true, it has a very less tendency for this, so this is also true. Absence of lone pair of electron. Yes, hydrogen do not have zero, it has no lone pair, while this has 3 pair of lone pair. Okay, so this has basically 3 lone pairs. Okay, so they differ in all these 3 points, so the correct answer is all of the above. Okay, I hope that everything is clear till now. Okay, so going for the next question. Nitrogen does not form pentahalide, it is due to. So we know that basically nitrogen do not have any vacant d orbitals. Okay, by which it can expand its what we call it valency. Okay, so to expand the valency, it need the vacant d orbitals. Okay, and while it does not have any vacant d orbital, as it is present in the second period, it has only 3 orbitals are present there, 1s, 2s and 2p. There is no concept of 2du. Okay, so because of the absence of the d orbital, it cannot expand its octet or basically valency beyond 4. So the correct answer is absence of the d orbital. Okay, going to the next question. This is from the coordination compound, the IUPAC name of the complex. So you have to give the IUPAC name for the complex. So it look like find out the first oxidation state of platinum. So there is a 1 chlorine, there is another chlorine. To balance out the charge, it should contain +2. Okay, so there are 2 ammonia, 1 chlorine and 1 methamine. Okay, so these are present there. So the correct name will be diamine. So the correct name will be diamine. Okay, chlorido. Okay, so the correct name will be chlorido, or sometime we also use basically chlorine. Okay, chloro. Then this is organic, basically organic ligand. So the name will be in the parenthesis. So methamine you can write it down. Some author write it down as methamine. Some write it down as methamine. Okay. Then platinum second, because platinum is present in +2. Okay, so it will be platinum second and then the normal chloride. Okay, so this will be the correct name of it. Let's find out the correct option matching to it. This is incorrect because it's aminomethane, which is not basically the correct nomenclature. Bisamine chloride, sorry, chlorine will be here alphabetically. Okay, and next is basically diamine methamine, the same mistake is there. Okay, and going for the option number 4 is the correct actually. Okay, so this is how you find out the nomenclature of the IUPAC compounds. Now, an example of oxide ore. Okay, so this is one of those questions which is generally gives you a, I would say that a hallucination type of things. Why? So if you go for the oxide ore, the formula of the bauxite is Al2O3. Okay, the formula of the malachite is basically CoCO3 dot COOH whole twice. Okay, the zinc blend formula is ZnS. Okay, and for feldspar, this is where the hallucination happens. The formula is K2O dot Al2O3 dot SiO2, that too basically 6 times. Okay, now if you go for the blank thinking, then you will mark both as answer, option number 1 and option number 4. Okay, but the correct answer is option number 1 actually, not the option number 4. Why? Ore. It is not asking you the compounds, it is asking you the ore. And ore is one of those rocks or the part from where you can extract out the metal basically economically. Okay, and the only option which can, from where the metal can be extracted out economically, is the bauxite. So the correct answer will be the option number 1. Okay, going for the next question. The total number of basic group in the following form of lysine. So there is a lysine given to you and there are 2 basic groups are present there. Okay, so the correct answer will be this. Okay, remember this is the acid group. Okay, this is the acid. Okay, so you don't need to cover that, you have to only account the basic groups. Going to the next question. So amorphous solids are, they are supercooled liquids. Yes, this is true. Liquid, no. They are solid, no. They are not basically exact solid, they are pseudo solids. Okay, or supercooled liquids. Substance with a definite, no, they have a range of melting point. They have a range of melting point. So this is incorrect. Okay, so the correct answer will be the option number 1. Going for the next question. In aldehyde, CHO may be attached to, so CHO. So the formula, general formula for aldehyde is this, C double bond O and H. So this group can be attached to, what can be R here? It can be aryl group, okay, like benzaldehyde. It can be alkyl group like methanaldehyde. Okay, and basically it can also be hydrogen like the formaldehyde. So it can be anything. So the correct answer will be the option number 4. Okay, I hope that everything is clear till now. Okay, if you have any doubt, please go back to the problem and watch the video again. Okay, no issues. Moving to the next question. Amongst the following, the form of water with the lowest ionic conductance. So remember that it is asking you the lowest, not the highest. Okay, so pure water is not very good conductor of electricity. Okay, it's not very good conductor. Okay, so we need to add some acidic or any salt part or something in some electrolyte in that, so that the conductivity increases drastically. So let's check this. This will be sea water. The sea waters contains a lot of salt. Okay, so it will be very good conductor, no doubt in that. Water from the well also contains very much impurity, so they will also be very good conductor. Saline water we used for the intravenous injection. So these are which are basically used to give you the saline when your body need that. Okay, so it is also good conductor, and because it contains salt and electrolyte particle. But distilled water, which is pure H2O, is not a good conductor. Okay, it's a very bad conductor of electricity, and that's the correct answer will be the option number 1. So the correct answer is the option number 1. Going to the next question. The set that contains atomic number of only transition element. So where are the transition elements atomic numbers are? Let me write it for the D block. Okay, so I'm writing you the atomic number which are present in the D block. Okay, so it contains basically from 21 to 30, then it contains basically from 39 to 48, okay, then it contains 57 and 72 to 80, okay. Okay, this much will be enough because I don't see any value greater than 72. Okay, so you can go for this. So the correct answer is 9 do not lie there. 37 is there? No, 37 is also not there. 53 is not there. So all these three are rejected. 21, 25, 42 and 72. All of them are selected. So this is the correct answer, the option number 4. Okay, so you must remember the atomic number range at least for different blocks. Okay, for S block you can remember the elements name also, but for D block it's not possible always to remember the group name, the whole period name. So you can just remember the atomic numbers which are present there. Okay, going for the next, which of the following is the anti-fertility drug? So this is just a factual question, okay, which is given in the NCERT, and the answer is norethindrone. Okay, so this is basically the what we call it anti-fertility drug. Okay, this is just a factual question, you have to remember it. Okay, there is nothing new. Going for the next, order of reactivity of HX toward alcohol. So when HX reacts with the alcohol, basically better the leaving group it is, more easier the reaction rate will be. Okay, because the reaction is something like this, that ROH react with basically HX and gives the formation of RCl and water. Okay, now easier it gives the X, so it will not be Cl actually, just a minute, it will be X here. Okay, it will be X. Now easier the leaving group, easier the tendency to leave the HX bond, more will be the rate of reaction. Okay, so if you go for HCl and then you go for HBr and then you go for HI, as the size of the atom is increasing, as the size of halogen is actually increasing, as the size of halogen is increasing, the bond energy is decreasing because the bond overlapping is becoming weaker. Okay, so easier is the tendency to break the bond, and that's why the maximum rate will be achieved in the case of HI and minimum will be achieved in HCl, because to break the HCl bond will not be easier as this has a better overlapping than the HI. Okay, that's why the correct answer will be this one, option number 3. HI has the maximum rate and HCl has the minimum rate. Okay, going to the next question. The next question is basically the numerical, and the question says that the uncertainty in the position of an electron. Okay, so you have to find out basically uncertainty moving with the velocity. So there is a velocity given to you of is this. Okay, accurate up to this will be. So you have to find the uncertainty in the position of an electron moving with velocity of this. So there is a velocity given to you, and we know that the equation look like this, the delta x into delta v is equals to basically h upon 4 pi m. Okay, and all these are basically when we use equal to sign, we use equal to sign when the values are basically we have to find at the maxima or the minimum value. Okay, so here first thing that we have to calculate the values of each of them. Okay, so the value of h, we know that it is basically 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34. Okay, then basically we have to find out the mass, and the mass here will be equal to, mass is given in the question itself, so it is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 28 gram. Okay, next is pi everyone knows that. Okay, it's basically irrelevant to say, but let me write it here. Next is the delta v, so it is only accurate up to this. Okay, so the value of uncertainty in delta v is equals to 0.011 upon 100. So I am converting the percentage into value into the velocity value that is given in the question. It's 3 into 10 to the power 4. Okay, now you have all these values, just substitute it here and you will get the value of delta x. Okay, so this is just the calculation part of the question. I am leaving it to you all. You can easily solve it. Okay, there is nothing conceptually involved here. It's just the formula and the application of it. The only concept which is involved here is to find out the delta v. Okay, so you can easily find out the delta v using this. Okay, now moving to the next question. So the question is 6.023 into this much molecules are present in 10 gram of a substance. Okay, so if the number of particles are given and you have to find the number of moles from them. Okay, so the number of moles will be equal to basically number of particles which are present there. Okay, it will be equals to number of particles which are present there upon Na. Okay, so how many number of particles are present there or the molecules are present there? It is given in the question. Okay, it is basically equals to 6.023 into 10 to the power 22. Divide that with Na, that is basically 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, and it will be equals to 0.1 mole. Okay, now let's go to the second part of the question. The molarity of solution containing 5 gram of the solution. Okay, so here remember 0.1 mole. Okay, 0.1 mole basically weighs 10 gram. Okay, given in the question itself, this much molecules present in 10 gram of a substance. Okay, so 1 mole is basically equals to 100 gram. Okay, now the molarity of 5 gram of the substance. Okay, so can I find out the moles of X? Yes, I can find out the moles of X. It will be basically equals to given mass, whatever the given mass of the solute is there, divide that with the molar mass. Okay, divide that with the molar mass. The given mass is 5 gram, so it will be equal to 5 gram divided by 100. Okay, so this will be the moles of X. Now we have to calculate the molarity for it. Okay, so calculate the molarity, and the molarity formula is very simple. The formula for the molarity is moles of the solute upon volume of the solution. Okay, and what is the moles of the solute here? 5 upon 100. So it is basically equals to 5 upon 100 and the volume is 2 liter. Okay, 2 liter. Just solve it and it will come out to be 25 into 10 to the power minus 3. So the correct answer will be 25. Okay, so the correct answer is basically 25 for this part of the question. Okay, going to the next question. How many primary halides are possible for the molecular formula this? This type of questions have to be drawn. Okay, they has to be drawn by you. There is nothing like a trick or something like that. Okay, you have to draw and check, and you don't have to include the stereoisomers. So let's draw them. So the first is this. Let's take a straight chain of 5 carbon and attach a Br, and remember we have to only draw the primary halides. Okay, don't worry about the secondary and all that. Going for the next, let's take a chain of 4 carbon, attach a bromine here, and now attach the 5th carbon here. Okay, another possibility is that attach this carbon here and bromine here. Okay, so these are the 3 possibilities till now. Let's check for another possibility. Is there any possibility with the 3-member parent chain? Okay, so if I draw like this, is there any possibility? Yes, there is a possibility. So there are 4 such structures where primary halides are found. Okay, with this formula. So the correct answer is the 4. Going to the next question. The number of nitrogen atoms present in a melamine which is used to prepare the unbreakable crockery. So the structure of melamine is something like this. Actually, carbon is there, there is nitrogen, there is carbon, there is a nitrogen, there is basically nitrogen, there is carbon. Okay, so it look like something this. Okay, and each carbon basically contains NH2 group. So sorry, this will be here. Okay, so how many nitrogen atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 of them are there. So the correct answer is 6. Going to the next question. For the coagulation of 500 ml, listen it carefully. So there is 500 ml of arsenic sulfide sol. So basically I can call it 0.5 liter of sol. Okay. 2 ml of 1 molarity NaCl. So can I find out the millimoles here? Because millimoles is basically equal to, why I am finding out the millimoles, I will let you know that, don't worry about it. So millimoles will be equal to volume in ml into molarity. Okay, so it will be basically equals to, is this correct? Yes, it is correct. Okay, so it will be basically equals to 2 into 1, which is equals to 2 millimole. What is the feculation value of NaCl? How do we define the feculation is the major thing in this question, and it is basically defined by millimoles of the coagulating or foculating reagent required, millimoles required for per liter of sol, okay. So now from here, if you see 0.5 liter requires 2 millimole, okay. So can I say that basically that 0.5 requires 2 millimoles. So 1 liter will require 4 millimoles. So this will be your foculating value, because 1 liter requires 4 millimoles. That's why the correct answer for this question will be 4. So everything lies in the definition of the foculating value. And the definition of the foculating value is that the millimoles of the foculating reagent required for per liter of salt to coagulate. Okay, so you can easily find out the solution using this. Okay, so this is the question, and the correct answer is 4. Okay, moving to the next question. So this is the last question also, and the question is very simple. If this data are not visible to you, let me basically write it down for you. So it will be 0.140 gram. Okay, so this is given there, and then 0.388 gram is there. Okay, and if you go for this is basically 0.210 gram. Now, if you try to find out the limiting reagent, this will come out to be as a limiting reagent. Okay. Now, if this is the limiting reagent, then how basically we calculate the, basically the question is saying that consider the above reaction, and then you have to find the percentage yield of the amide product. Okay, so you have to find the percentage yield of this product, which is amide, okay, which has a structure of something like this: C6H5, then C double bond O, then N, and then C6H5 and C6H5. Okay. Now, if this is the limiting reagent, all the calculation has to be done by using this limiting reagent. Okay. So, if I go for the moles calculation of it, it will come out to be, if I go for the mole calculation, let's try to calculate it. Okay, so moles of limiting reagent. Okay, so moles of the limiting reagent, it will be equal to given mass, that is 0.140, and what is the molecular mass of it? Let's try to find it out. So this portion 72 plus 5, 72 for carbon, 6 carbons are there and 5 of them are hydrogen, then one more carbon, so 12 will be more. Okay, then one more oxygen, that is 16, then 35.5 for the chlorine. Okay, so the total value will be, just try to calculate it, let's try to calculate it. It is 77. Okay, 77 and 28, so it is basically 77, 28, and this will come out to be 23 here, and 105 and 105 point this, so it will be something 140.5, I think. Okay, so the value is basically 140.5. Okay, so the value comes out to be 140.5. Okay, just a minute, just remove this all part, the calculation one. Okay, so this is going to be the molar mass. Okay, so it has to be divided by 140. Let's take an approximate value 140. Okay, now for this much mole, it should be produced equals to this much mole. Okay, so mass, theoretically, the mass of product, okay, so the mass of the product, that is theoretically is equals to, because for 1 mole of this, 1 mole of this is produced, so for this much moles will be produced, so it will be equals to 0.140 upon 140 into molar mass of this. Let's calculate the molar mass of this also. So for this 77, 77 and 77, okay, so it will be 77 into 3 plus 1 carbon, 1 nitrogen and 1 oxygen is present there. So it will be 12, 14 and 16. Let's solve it. So 77 is the 231. So this is 231 plus how much is this? This is basically going to be forming 30 and 42. Okay. So it's look like 273 something. Okay. It look like 273. Okay. So the mass that has to be produced is this much. If you solve it, it comes out to be 0.273 gram. Okay, this is the theoretical mass that has to be produced, but what is the actual mass? This much. So we can calculate the percentage yield from here. Okay, so the percentage yield is basically equal to actual mass produced, that is the actual mass of the product divided by theoretical mass, okay, divided by the theoretical mass into 100. Okay, so let's find out the actual mass is 0.210 and the theoretical mass is 0.273, and multiply that with the 100 and you will get your answer. So this is all what we have to discuss in today's paper, and hope that every solution is completely clear to you all. If there is any doubt, you can post that in the doubt app and all that, or you can refer to your teachers basically for the solution of it. And please go and rewind and watch the video before asking doubt to anyone else. Okay, so you will get the solution mostly, because most of the questions are not so tough, they are just up to mark off in a JEE Mains level. Okay, so the calculations are up to you. Please do the calculations, because you have to do that calculations in the exam also. Okay, so that's enough for today. Hope to meet you all in the next turn.
Hello and welcome everyone to Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. I am Ravindram, your physics faculty, and today I will be discussing the physics portion of your Infinity Learn Grand Test dated 13th of July, right? So let's begin this test quickly. So in this question, the first question is very simple. You just need to convert gravitational constant into its CGS system. So what you will do first, you will say, sir, it will be 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 into what? Newton is what? 10 to the power 5 dynes, right? 10 to the power 5 dynes, right? Into meter square. 1 meter is 100 centimeter. So 10 to the power 2 square upon kg square. 1 kg is 1000 grams. So 10 to the power 3 whole square. Did you understand? So how much is this going to be? 10 to the power 5 into 10 to the power 4, that is 10 to the power 9, right? Upon 10 to the power 6. So 10 to the power 3 will be left. So you will say 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 into 10 to the power 3. So I suppose answer will be 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 8. Everything will be in CGS system. What will be the answer? First option, it will be dyne, right? Centimeter square per kg square. This is what your answer gonna be. Understood everyone? Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Very simple question, very simple solution. Okay, a balloon is rising vertically upwards at a velocity of 10 meter per second. Simple question. So there's a balloon which is rising vertically upwards at a uniform velocity, I should say. This will complete the statement properly. Okay, that means it is not accelerated, it's moving up with a uniform velocity. And when it is at a height of 45 meters, right? When it is at a height of 45 meters, a parachutist bails out, right? So if the balloon was going up with 10 meters per second, I suppose that the parachutist, when it bails out or when he bails out, he is also having an initial speed of 10 meters per second. Did you understand? So he is having an initial speed of 10 meter per second, and what is the acceleration? You will say, sir, it is minus g, right? Minus g. G has to be taken 10, so you can say acceleration is minus 10 meters per second square, right? Now what is going to happen? This person is going to go up, right? Is going to go up like this to a certain point, its velocity will become 0 and it will come down. So after 3 seconds, he is saying then when he is coming down, at some point he opens up his parachute. So let's say this time is 0 seconds, and after how much time? T equals to 3 seconds, he opens up his parachute. So he is at what height? Okay, from the ground. So you will say that his displacement in this complete journey, that means this is the displacement, right? This is the displacement because he starts from here, goes like this and comes here, right? Starts from here and comes here. So this is the displacement. Let's say the displacement is h or minus h, right? So from ground, what is the height? You will say, sir, from ground height will be 45 minus h meter. So our answer will be 45 minus h. Now we just have to find out what is the value of this small h, right? So that we can get our right answer. So shall we start? So everything is given in the question, I suppose. Time is given. देखो, time दिया हुआ है 3 seconds. Acceleration is given. Initial velocity is given, right? So you will say, sir, delta y is equals to ut plus half at square. Are you understanding, students? Ut plus half at square. Now what is delta y? It is going to be minus h. Why? Because the displacement is downward, so it's going to be negative. So minus h is equals to 10 into 3 plus half into minus 10 into 3 square. How much is this going to be? Minus h is equals to 30 minus, I guess 30 minus 45. Okay, answer will be minus 15. So h is going to be 15 meters, right? That means the person or the parachutist is at a depth of 15 meters from this particular point where he bailed out, right? Now here he opens up his parachute. So what is this? 15 meters. So what is this height? 45 minus 15. So guys, your answer will be this, 30 meter. Which option is correct? Second option is correct. Did you understand this thing? Come on, yes or no? Perfect. Now let's move ahead and take up this question. Okay, so what they are saying is, a particle moves in the xy plane, Vx is given, Vy is given. If it passes through a point at 2 seconds, find the equation. Okay, fine, fantastic. First of all, we will write Vx as dx by dt. So dx by dt is 8t minus 2. So dx will be 8t minus 2 dt. And if you integrate it, you will say, sir, x is equals to, how much is this going to be? 8t square by 2 minus 2t, which will be 4t square minus 2t, I suppose, right? Now don't write constant, right? Don't write constant here, just wait. Or if you want, you can simply say some constant c, but just wait. At the end we will write the constant, right? At the end, because you must be wondering, sir, अगर आपने कोई limit नहीं लगाया है, if you haven't placed any limit here, then it must become an indefinite integration, and in the indefinite integration we need to put a constant here. I agree with that, but let's not put it right now, let's put it at the end. Okay, so what is dy by dt? So dy by dt will be, I guess it is only 2, right? So it is 2. So you will say, sir, dy is equals to 2 dt हो जाएगा यहाँ से, तो फिर आप इंटीग्रेट करोगे और आप बोलोगे, सर y is equals to 2t, राइट, y हो जाएगा 2t। तो अब y की वैल्यू को यहाँ पुट करूँ, राइट, तो वापस से आपको x मिल जाएगा यहाँ से, तो x कितना हो जाएगा 4t स्क्वायर। सो इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग t स्क्वायर व्हाट विल यू राइट, 4 इंटू व्हाट इज t, y by 2, y by 2 whole square minus 2t. 2t is what, y, 2t is what, y only, so minus y. So I guess plus c, now we will write, because everything is done, so whatever the constant comes, now I will write it, plus c. So this will be what, y square minus y plus c. Can you see this? So any option matching here? Y square minus y plus c, first option is matching, y square wrong, 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 but still we need to find out that constant, and for that information they have given us this thing, right? So what we will do, they have clearly mentioned that when y is 4, x is 14, right? So you can write 14 is equals to 4 square minus 4 plus c. So 14 is equals to 16 minus 4 is 12 plus c. So I guess c is equals to 2. Absolutely right. Now you can write finally the answer will be x will be equal to y square minus y plus 2. So this will be the equation of trajectory. Did you understand? Or the equation of the path. Clear everyone? Simple question, and it is no problem here that if you want you can put c here, right, and one more c here, then it will confuse because there will be two constants. Unnecessary, you will deal with a lot of constants and end up getting one simple constant here. So that is why I didn't place any constant here, neither any constant here. But at the end when I replaced time with y and I got the final equation, then I wrote the s, this will be the final constant. Got it everyone? So that's how we do this question. Let's move on to the next part. Now here they have given us, so we can find out the temperature here, this is gonna be T1, this is gonna be T2, and what we have to find out, so it will be F by 2 NR delta T. So what is this? It will be F by 2 NR T2 minus T1, so it will be F by 2 into nRT2 minus nRT1. Now what is nRT2? It will be P2V2, right? So F by 2 into P2V2 minus P1V1. Did you understand? Now just put the values. P2 is given 2 and V2 is 6, 12. So you will say F is how much? 5. Why 5? Because it's a diatomic gas. Okay, diatomic gas. So P by 2, 5 by 2. P2 is how much? 2. V2 is how much? 6. So it will be 12 minus P1 is how much? 5. 4s are 20. And how much is this going to be? This is meter cube, this is kilopascals. Answer is also given in kilojoules. Kilojoules. So let it be kilojoules now. Okay. So don't convert kilopascal into pascal because the answer is given in the options, it is given in terms of joules. Okay. Kilojoules, right? So let it be kilojoules only. Now 20 minus 12 minus 20 is minus 8. So answer is going to be, you will say sir, it is going to be 5 by 2 into minus 8 kilojoules. I suppose it will be what? Minus 20 kilojoules. Did you get any answer from this? You will say yes sir, first option is matching, so first option is right. समझ आ रहा है बच्चों? Simple question था. अब मैंने confusion avoid करने के लिए, just to avoid the confusion, what I did in the beginning, I wrote the formula absolutely and then I finally figured out this thing, right? Because sometimes you might get confused. You write delta T as delta PV, right? And still keep NR there, and then at the end multiply R also. So don't do this kind of mistake because it happens, because I've seen students solving these kind of questions and they tend to multiply R also, right, at the end. So complete NR delta T is delta PV. Delta PV is what? P2V2 minus P1V1. Now in the root mean square of hydrogen molecules is equal to the, what is root mean square? Root over 3RT by M naught, right? So 3RT of hydrogen upon, what is the molecular mass of hydrogen? It will be 2. This is equal to root over 3R temperature of oxygen upon 32, right? 3R and 3R are gone, under root will also be gone. Temperature of hydrogen molecules will be 2 is equals to 32 into, what is the temperature of oxygen molecules they have given? 47 degrees centigrade. So what is 47 degrees centigrade in Kelvin? 47 plus 273. 47 plus 273, which is going to be 320. So how much will this be? 1s are 10s are. So temperature of the hydrogen gas is going to be 20 Kelvin. Did you understand? So which option is correct? For 20 Kelvin, I guess first option is correct. Did you understand, everyone? Let me know in the chat box. We will be visiting the comment section while we are going live, right? Or when this recording is being premiered. So you will be, we will be there in the comment section. So kindly respond to any doubt you have. Anyways, this is a wonderful question. So let's begin with this. So there's a brass bar having a cross sectional area of 10 centimeters square. Cross sectional area is given. This is 10 to the power 2 actually. They have not written it properly here. 10 to the power 2 Newton per centimeter square, right? The total elongation of the bar. So we'll find out the elongation of 1, 2 and 3. All these 3 ends, 3 sections, right? So what is the formula of elongation? Can anybody tell me? Yes, it will be delta L will be F into L upon A into Y, right? Clear? Now we just need to find out what is the force acting on every section. So let's begin with the first section here. So you will say, sir, in the first section, here what is the force? 5 Newton. So here must also be, what should be the force? 5 Newton. Now let's come to the second block. If this block, the first one AB, is being pulled by 5 Newton, so it is also pulling it by 5 Newton, but there is a force of 3 Newton there, it can be seen. So you will say it is 3 Newton also here. So overall you will say that on this particular rod, net force is in this direction. How much? 2 Newton. So 2 Newton will be here also, right? Now let's come to the third rod. So if this is 2 Newton, so 2 Newton must be here, right? But they are saying 1 Newton is also there in this direction, right? So you will say, sir, 1 Newton is also there. So overall you will say, sir, here will be 1 Newton and here will be 1 Newton, right? Did you understand? So this is how we find out the forces on every cross section of the bar. Now simple, forces are known, right? Area of cross section is known, y is known, lengths are known. Can we find out the total elongation? You will say, yes sir, very simple. So write down, delta L will be 5 into length is how much? 60. 5 into 60 upon AY plus, what is second? Second is 2 Newton. 2 into 100. 2 into 100 upon AY plus, last one is 1. 1 into 120. 1 into 120 upon AY. Now you tell me, what is AY? AY will be 8 into 10 to the power 2 Newton per centimeter square into 10 centimeter square, right? So this is your Y and this is your A. So AY will be, I guess, 8 into 10 to the power 3, that means 8000. So denominator will contain 8000 and this will be what? 300, 5 6 are 30, 300 plus 200, 500, it will be 620, right? Now if you divide this properly, your answer will come out to be 0.0775 centimeter. Did you understand? So what is the answer? First option is correct. 0.0775 centimeter. Guys, did you understand? So the major catch in this particular problem was to find out what will be the exact force on every section, because when you see force these in this particular way, you become really confused what to do, because this particular way is not is not very much clear. It is really confusing. Anyways students, let's begin. Let's move ahead. Okay, so they have given, there are two scales. First is the scale X, another one is scale Y, and the lower point or the lower limit of scale X is 15 degrees and the upper limit is 75 degrees, and for Y lower limit is 20 degrees and this is 100 degrees. So what they are asking is a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius on X will be how much on Y. So 60 degrees Celsius here, 60 degrees will be how much here. So let's say T degrees. So what is the method to solve it? We all know the formula. I will say 60 minus lower limit for x scale upon upper limit minus lower limit is equals to t degrees minus lower limit upon upper limit minus lower limit, right? So this is going to be how much? 45 upon 60, that is 3 by 4. 3 by 4 is equals to Ye tere chand baliya hoot pe galiya. Can you see this? 4 and 80. So 4 1s are 4, 23s are 60 plus 20, 80. So this will be 80. So 60 degrees in scale x will be equals to 80 degrees in scale y. Okay, very easy question, very common question, very standard question. Okay, let's move ahead and see this. Okay, fantastic. So they are saying that this is a ring. First of all, what is the moment of inertia of the ring about its diametrical axis, right? And then applying parallel axis theorem, we have to find out the moment of inertia about this. So I about COM first we need to write down. I hope you know this, mr square by 2, right? This is the moment of inertia about a ring about its diametrical axis. Now this distance is r. So moment of inertia about this axis will be what? You will say, sir, using parallel axis theorem, the answer should be this. Okay, so I will be how much? mr square by 2 plus mr square. I guess the answer will be 3 by 2 mr square. Which option is correct? Third option is correct. Are you guys understanding this? Yes? Fantastic. Okay, let's move on to this question. Here, which option will be correct? Let's find out what they are saying. Let's quickly do this question. Let's say the density of this complete solid sphere is rho. Let's say the density is rho, right? What is mass? Density into volume, right? So how to find out the location of the center of mass? So what we will do, we will say that simple logic is x coordinate of the center of, x coordinate of the remaining portion is m1 x1 minus m2 x2 upon m1 minus m2. Do you know what are these? So m1 and m2, m1 is the complete sphere before, m2 is the mass of the removed portion, right? And x1 is the center of mass, location of center of mass of the complete sphere before, and x2 is the location of the center of mass of the removed portion. Are you understanding? So technically let us say that x1, okay, let's say x1 is 0, that means this is origin, right? So what is this? This is the point of center of mass of the original sphere before, right? Now what is x2? If this is origin, from here x2 will be this distance and this distance is b, right? Now let's move on. What will be m1? So you will say, sir, m1 will be rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? And what is going to be m2? You will say, sir, m2 will be rho into 4 by 3 pi a cube, because its radius is a. Okay, now we can say that m1 and m2 are proportional to r cube and a cube respectively, right? Can we say this or not? Now let's put these things in the formula. So it will become 0 minus m2 into b upon m1 minus m2, right? So clearly see that if I take rho into 4 by 3 pi, this particular portion being a constant will cancel out, because once I put these values, this portion is constant. So it is constant and common in the numerator and denominator both. So it will get cancelled out. So directly I can say it will be minus a cube b upon r cube minus a cube. Did you understand? So which of the following options is matching? Fourth option is matching. Did you understand, students? Is this an easy question or not? A very easy question and scoring question, I should say. Okay, come on. Let's have a look at this question. So here they are saying that in a resonance column method, to determine the speed of a sound in air at the first and second resonance lengths of the air column are. Let's quickly solve it. See, the first case is this. So this length is, let's say L1, this is 25 centimeter. Okay. Now next possibility will be when the water level comes down here. So next possibility will be what? Like this, right? So they will say, sir, this is gonna be L2, which is what? 75 centimeter. Okay. Now what is this gap here? You will say, sir, this gap is L2 minus L1, which must be equal to lambda by 2. Yes or no? This gap must be equal to lambda by 2, right? This is half of the wave. Now, what is speed? Speed is lambda into frequency. So what is lambda? 2 times L2 minus L1 into frequency. 2 times L2 minus L1 into frequency. Is it clear? Now, we want to find out what is the speed. So speed can be clearly found out. You can put the values here. You will say, sir, 2 into, how much is L2 minus L1? 50 centimeter, right? 50 centimeter, na? So just convert it into meter by dividing it by 100. So you will say it's by 100 into frequency is how much? 300. So what is the answer? 300 meters per second. So answer for V is 300. Which option is containing 300? This option, and this option. So this is at least wrong because it says 330. Now we have to find out the percentage error. See, whenever you find out error, it is always plus and minus. And since other options are same, like 1.2 only, minus 1.2, it will be wrong. Plus 1.2, it will be wrong. If it is there, if there is some error, it will be plus minus, right? So obviously this option is correct. No need to solve for the errors. But in case, suppose they in the examination this kind of question comes and the options are different. Suppose they tell you 300 plus minus 1.2, 300 plus minus 0.6, right? Or 300 plus minus 0.3. So they can give you like this option also. Then how you solve it? Let's begin with the method of finding the error. So how we will find the error? Now look here. From this equation, I will say, let's do the relative error concept. Delta V by V is equals to, right, delta V by V will be error in L2 minus L1 upon error in L2 minus L1 upon L2 minus L1. So what is the error in this? Error in this will be delta L2 plus delta L1, because errors are always added, upon L2 minus L1. And there is no error in frequency because frequency is exactly 300 Hertz. Now what is the error in delta L2? Can you tell me? It is written 75.0 centimeter and 25.0. So we will pick up the least count error, which will be 0.1 centimeter. So it will be delta V by 300. Delta V by what? 300 into 0.1 plus 0.1 upon 50, right? So it is how much? 50 ones are 56 are. So delta V will be what? 6 into 0.2. 1.2. Did you understand? So the error is 1.2. So finally, when you write the answer, it is going to be 300 plus minus 1.2. Is it understood or not? I believe this is a really good question, right? Okay, done. Is this understood? It will be delta L2 plus delta L1 upon L2 minus L1. Okay, brilliant. Now, see, whenever resonance happens, the overall reactance becomes 0. So when I talk about resonance in AC circuit, so frequency is first of all root over 1 by LC, and XC is equals to XL, and impedance is equals to R, and I is equals to V by Z, which is V by R. All these things clear? Now just find out what is they have given the RMS value or what peak value, right? So the peak value of the voltage is 220 volts, right? The peak value is, okay, peak value is 220 volts. and resistance is 44. So 220 divided by 44 will give you the value of current, peak value of the current, which is going to be 5 ampere, right? So what is going to be I naught? It will be 220 upon 44, which will be 5 ampere. Okay, plus omega can be found out very easily, root over 1 by root over LC. But in this question, if you see, only one option contains 5 ampere peak value of the current, which is this, right? Do you understand? So this option will be correct. Is it clear? Clear? Otherwise, if you really want to find out the value of resonant angular frequency, 1 upon root over, what is L? L is 8 millihenry. And what is C? 20 microfarad. Okay, so if you solve it, I guess it will come out to be 1 upon 16 into 10 to the power minus 8 10,000 by 4, that is 2,500. So omega r will be 2,500 radians per second, or just per second also if you write, it will be okay. So which option is correct? Second option is correct. Did you understand, guys? Let's move on to the next question. Young's double slit experiment. So they are saying in a Young's double slit experiment is first performed in air, and then in a medium other than air. Okay, it is found that 8th bright fringe in the medium lies where the 5th dark fringe lies in air. Okay, so what happens if you perform the YDSE in some other medium? The only difference that takes place is the wavelength changes. From lambda it becomes lambda upon mu, right? So we will say that if I talk about air, okay, so in air they are talking about the 5th dark fringe. 5th dark fringe means, see, 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2d, right? So it will be 2 into 5 minus 1 into lambda d by 2 into small d, which is what? 9 lambda d by 2 times small d, right? Now let's talk about the other medium. So why in other medium? They are talking about the 8th bright fringe. So for this is n lambda d by mu times d, because lambda changes from lambda to lambda by mu. Okay, so it will be 8 into lambda d upon mu into small d. So now we can equate these two, why, right? So you can say 9 by 2, finally 9 by 2 is equals to 8 by mu. So mu is going to be 16 by 9, right? So what is going to be mu? Mu is going to be 16 upon 9. I guess it will be 1.777, 1.78. So third option is correct. Did you understand, guys? So I have just equated these two y. So obviously this factor will get cancelled, na? Lambda d by d and lambda d by d. This is going to get cancelled. So I have simply equated 9 by 2 with 8 by mu, right? Let's move on. So, okay. So what is the formula for the first minima? You will say, sir, d sin theta is equals to n lambda, right? So d is equals to lambda by sin theta, n will be 1. So lambda is 6500 angstroms upon sin 30 is half. So it will be 1300 angstrom, right? So 13,000 angstroms, which will be 1.3 10 to the power minus 10. So 1.3 minus 4 minus 6 into 10 to the power minus 6 meters, or I can say 1.3 micrometer or micron. So which option is correct? Second option is correct, 1.3 micrometer. Did you understand? So this is the simple way of solving this question. Let's move on to the next question. See, when you talk about conductors, as the temperature increases, their resistance increases because the collision frequency increases. More number of electrons collide with each other. So if I talk about copper, if you reduce temperature, resistance reduces, or if you increase temperature, resistance increases. But if I talk about germanium, this is a semiconductor. So here what happens, as you heat a semiconductor, more electrons move into the conduction band and they are available for conduction. So if you increase the temperature, oh wait a second. Yes. Okay. So in germanium what happens, if you increase the temperature, then what happens, the resistance will fall. So if you lower the temperature, resistance will increase here. In semiconductors things are different. In conductors the things are different, right? So which option is correct? Resistance of copper will decrease if you cool down and germanium will increase. Did you understand? Understood? Actually what happens, when you increase the temperature, the band energy gap increases, because of which at higher temperature lesser number of electrons move into the conduction band. I corrected myself. Lesser number of electrons move in the conduction band. But at lower temperature, when the band energy gap is very low, electrons can easily move into the conduction band and show higher amount of conduction. Semiconductors show good conduction. Semiconductors show good conduction at lower temperature. पॉज हो गया?
म्यूट में करेगा
नहीं. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. This is understood. So here a piece of copper and other is germanium. So what is copper? Copper is conductor, and in conductors what happens, if you increase temperature, resistance increases, or if you decrease temperature, then resistance decreases. Why? Because resistance depends upon the collision frequency of electrons. So if you increase the temperature, more and more electrons will collide among themselves, because of which resistance will rise. Okay, and if you reduce the temperature, electrons will collide lesser and the resistance will be lesser. But if I talk about germanium, it's a semiconductor material. So in semiconductor what happens, as you increase the temperature, conduction increases. Why? Because more electrons move into the conduction band. So conduction increases, so resistance falls. Or you can say, if you reduce the temperature, conduction reduces, that means resistance increases. So which option is correct? Fourth option is correct for this. Did you understand this fact? Okay, now here what you have to do very carefully, either you draw the complete truth table, or you can use a simple law. See, this is gonna be A, this is gonna be B bar, and this is gonna be A, and this is gonna be, sorry, this is gonna be A bar, and this is gonna be B, right? So these inputs are being AND here, and then together they are being NAND. Did you understand this? Right? So how to do this operation? So you will say, sir, they are and. First of all, A dot B bar, okay, A dot B bar, but it is a NAND operation, okay. So A dot B bar NAND, and then they are being OR, plus you will say A bar dot B, okay. Again, so simple, these are AND operations, not NAND. First of all, these are AND operations, okay, so we can remove them now. So A dot A into B bar, A into B bar, this is an AND operation, A bar into B, this is also an AND operation, and together they are, this is an OR operation, OR, so plus, but complete bar NOR operation, okay. So this is the operation that is taking place, right? Did you understand? So there is a simple rule, if you remember, A plus B bar can be written as A bar dot B bar. Can we write it or not? A plus B bar can be written as A bar dot B bar. So here also we will write A dot bar dot like this, okay, into, this is what? Understood? So now you can solve it from here, okay. Okay, so now let's have a look in this question. Students, there is a very important formula. Before we solve this question, I want to share that formula with you first of all. Whenever it is written that A plus B bar, so it will become A bar dot B bar, right? And if it is written A dot B bar, it can be written as A bar plus B bar. I hope you know these logics pretty well. Okay, so these logics must be. So first of all, before solving this question, I would like you all to pause this video and write these formulae. Okay, so these are very important formulae that will be used here. So either you can solve this question using the truth table. Draw the complete truth table properly and then find out the answer. There is no problem. But if you are comfortable with these formulae, you can apply these formulas and get your answer as well. Okay, so let me show you. Is it clear? So A plus B bar will be A bar dot B bar and A dot B whole bar will be A bar plus B bar, right? So let's move ahead now. So here we will say that this is A, so this input is A and this input is A bar, right? Similarly, if this input is B, so this input is B and this will be B bar, understood? Now, whatever inputs come from here, these inputs, so this is what? This is AND gate, this is AND gate, and this is a NOR gate. Okay, this is a NOR gate and this is the final output Y. Okay, so this is how we solve it. Now, let's write down. So, we will say, sir, it is actually A and B bar. A and B bar are AND. So, A dot B bar plus, because here it's going to be OR operation, plus this is an AND operation, A bar dot B, okay, A bar dot B. So, these two results are going to give you what? A NOR gate. So, this is an OR gate, this is a NOR gate. Did you understand? This is a NOR gate. Now, using the formula, which formula? I'll write down here, that A plus B bar is A bar dot B bar, right? So, let's write it down. So, it will become A dot B bar whole bar dot A bar dot B whole bar. Got it? So, what is this going to become? This is going to become A bar dot, sorry, right? Now, just wait. What we will do now, one more formula we will use, and that is A dot B bar will be A bar plus B bar. Did you understand? A dot B bar will be A bar plus B bar. So, we will apply this formula here. We will say A dot B bar, na? So, it will be A bar plus double bar, right? Dot तो पहले से था, it was there already. It will be, okay. So, A bar plus B double bar will be B. So, it will be A bar plus B dot A plus B bar. Did you understand? Because A double bar will be A again and B bar. Now, this is the final answer or final result, we can say. This is Y. This is Y. Now, what you will do? We will check for two options only. One is 0, 1. We will check for 0, 1. Okay. And we will check for 0, 0. Just two options we will try to match. If two option matches, then we will get our answer right. Okay. So, here 0 and 1. So, if A is 0, this is going to be 1 plus 1. See, if A is 0, so A bar is 1. 1 plus 1 dot. What is A? A is 0 plus B bar is what? B is what? 1. So, 0. Now, see, 1 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. But 1 dot 0 is what? 0. So, answer will be 0. So, 0, 1, 0. Did you understand? Now, let's check for 0, 0. So, if A is 0, A bar is 1 plus B is 0 dot. If A is 0 and B is also 0, so B bar will be 1. Now, 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 dot 1 is 1. So, what is the answer? 1. So, now just check which option it is matching. 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0, ये तो गलत हो गया. 0, 1, 0, हाँ, this might be right. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, yes, this is right. Now, let's check other options also. 0, 0, 1, okay, matching. 0, 1, 0, it is also matching. Okay. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, it is matching. Here also matching. Here 0, 0, 0, this is wrong at least. Now, we will check for one more option, that is 1, 1. Okay, let's go for 1 and 1 also. So, if you use A bar as 1, if A bar is 1, so sorry, A is 1, A bar will be 0 plus 1 dot, again 1, 1 we use, so 1 plus 0. So, what will be the answer? 0 plus 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 dot 1 is 1. So, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, where it is matching? Here it is not matching 1, 1, 0. So, here it is matching 1, 1, 1 perfectly. So, second option is correct. Did you understand? So it was a long question. So this is how we solved it, right? So in case you have any doubt, you can just again watch it. Now TV tower has a height of 70 meters. A TV tower has a height of 70 meters. Students, generally we solve it using the concept of solid angle, but we will not do it here because the height of the tower is very little. This is the height of the tower, right? So its range will be somewhat like this. Okay. So what is the surface area that is covered here? You will say this must be the surface area that is covered, right? So what is the formula for this distance D? You will say, sir, D is root over 2RH. Understood? So the surface area over the earth will be this actually. Okay, this complete surface area, right? But we can say that if this is D and this H is very less, this is also D. This base can also be equal to D if it is very less. So this radius is D. Okay, this radius is D. So we will say the total area for which we are considering the population in this question is going to be pi D square, right? So it is going to be pi into 2RH. So answer will be 2 pi RH. This is the area. The total population will be total population that will be hearing this particular frequency or the range from this tower will be area into density, population density. So this is going to be 2 pi into 6400 kilometer into 70 by 1000 kilometer into what is the density? 1000 people or 1000 persons per kilometer square, right? Like this. Now if you completely solve it, you will get your answer. So I guess 1000 and 1000 gone, kilometer square gone. So after solving it completely, this will be your answer, 2.816 into 10 to the power 6, right? So it is 2.816 into 10 to the power 6. These many people will be able to or will be covered by the range of this particular tower. Okay, is it clear? Understood? But this method can be used only if the height of the tower is very low, right? Otherwise we'll have to use a concept of solid angle and then get the complete arc area of this arc, then only we'll get our answer right. Okay, anyways, a charged particle oscillate. Okay, see, the frequency with which the charge is oscillating is also the frequency with which electric field or magnetic field is produced. So I guess the answer will be 10 to the power 9 hertz only, right? Now in this question, a radioactive substance half life is 6 minutes. So what is T half? It is 6 minutes. Placed near a Geiger counter which is found to register 1024 particles per minute. Okay, so what is the activity? What is the activity of this radioactive substance obtained by the Geiger counter? You will say, sir, activity is 1024 per minute, which is 2 to the power 10, I suppose. 1024 is 2 to the power 10. Okay, so disintegrations per minute, let's say dpm, disintegrations per minute. And what is how many particles per minute will it register after 42 minutes? Okay, after 42 minutes. So let's say this is our A naught. So A is what? A naught upon 2 to the power n, where n is number of half lives, right? So what is A? After time is how much? 42 minutes. Acha. So what is 42 minutes means? N is 42 upon T half. So it is 42 upon 6. 6 ones are 6, 7s are. Means 7 half lives. So technically they are asking what will be the activity after 7 half lives. Did you understand? So when 7 half lives are over, what will be the activity? So this is the formula that we will be using. So A naught is given 2 to the power 10 upon 2 to the power 7 half-lives. What is remaining? 2 to the power 3. Answer is 8. So 8 dpm, 8 disintegrations per minute, or 8 per minute will be the answer. Which option is correct? Second option is correct. Did you understand this perfectly? Yes, yes, perfect. So in the Bohr model of hydrogen atom, the ratio of the kinetic, always remember, kinetic energy is minus of total energy, and potential energy is 2 times total energy. Did you understand? And the graph is also very important. This is kinetic energy, this is total energy, and this is potential energy. This is potential energy, this is total energy, this is kinetic energy. So can you see, kinetic energy and total energy are exactly mirror images, just that the total energy is negative of kinetic energy. So from here, if you take the ratio kinetic energy upon total energy, that ratio is gonna be -1. Did you understand? Fantastic. The de Broglie wavelength of a particle moving with velocity is equal to that of the photon. This question came in mains this year only, right? This kind of question. So they have given the velocity, de Broglie velocity of the particle, and they are saying that the de Broglie wavelength of the particle and de Broglie wavelength of the photon, they are equal. First of all, what does it actually mean? See, h by p is lambda, right? So if I say lambda of the particle is equals to lambda of the photon, that means momentum of the particle must be equal to momentum of the photon also. That means m into v must be equal to h by lambda. This is how you write the momentum of photon, right? So this is the most important equation, most important equation, right? Now from here you will say the ratio of the energy, so energy of the particle upon energy of the photon will be half mv square upon hc by lambda, because you don't know the mass of photon, so you cannot write half mc square, right? Now what is half mv square? It will be half into mv into v upon h by lambda into c. Can you see that? Now mv and h by lambda are same, right? Cancelled. So this answer will be v by 2c. Otherwise you can remember this result. It came in this year only, 2022 June attempt only this question came. The question was about electron and photon, right? So v by 2c, what is v? V is 2.25 into 10 to the power 8 upon 6 into 10 to the power 8. So it will be 225 upon 600. Now just solve it and get your answer, right? I guess it will be 3 by 8 or what, 5 by 8, whatever it is. I guess it is 3 by 8, yes, exactly. Clear? Any doubt? No. So a rocket is fired vertically upward so that it reaches a maximum height of 80 meter. Okay. Rocket reaches a maximum height of 80 meters. Maximum height means velocity is now 0 here. Okay. Now it explodes. So I will say that there is m and there is 3m. They go such that it goes with 3v and it goes with v, right? This is clear now because the masses are breaking in the ratio of 1:3. So speeds will be in the ratio 3:1. We know this thing, right or not? We know, na? Center of mass will remain, so the velocity of the center of mass will not change in the horizontal direction. Why? Because there is no other force in the horizontal direction. So center of mass is gonna come down like this only. So when these particles come down, center of mass will not go anywhere, right? Is it clear? Now what is happening? This is the heavier particle, but so we will say like m1 v1 is equals to m2 v2. So m1 by m2 is equals to v2 by v1. So we will say v2 by v1 will be, what is m1? m1 is m. What is m2? 3m. So 1:3. So if masses are in the ratio, if the masses are in the ratio 3:1, so velocities will be in the ratio 1:3 like this, okay? So if masses are m and 3m, velocities will be 3v and v, right? Now they are saying relative velocity is 5 meter per second. Do you understand what is the relative velocity? 5 meter per second. That means what is relative here? 3v minus v, it is 5 meter per second, right? Or we can say relative velocity will be what? Actually it will be 4v, but you will write it like this. Sir, v minus 3v. Why minus 3v I am saying? Because it is going in the opposite direction. So it will be 4v. 4v is equals to 5. So v is 5 by 4, 1.25 meter per second, right? So 1.25 meter per second it is going. Now 80 meter, how much time it takes to come down by 80 meter? You tell me, what is the time? Root over 2h by g. 80 meter I suppose will be the answer. 4 seconds will be the answer to this. So 2 into 80 upon 10. 4 seconds will be the answer. So in 4 seconds, what is the horizontal distance? X is, speed is what? 1.25 into 4 meters. 1.25 into 4 is 5. So what is the answer? 5 meters. Did you understand this? This is how you have to solve the examination also, with this intensity that I am solving right now. Okay, this is very simple. This work done is F dot delta R. Okay. So work done is vector F dot vector delta R. Quickly do it. What is force? 4i cap minus 3j cap plus 7k cap dot. Delta R is what? R2 minus R1. You will say, sir, this is vector R2, this is vector R1, R2 minus R1. 2 minus 1 is I cap, 3 minus 1 is 2j cap, minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5k cap. Now do it. 4 minus 6 minus 35. 4 minus 6 is minus 2, it is minus 37 joules. Okay, so they just want to find out the magnitude, so you will write not minus, you will write 37. This will be your answer. Got it? Now the next is, if the radius of the earth were to shrink by 2%, mass remaining constant. See, what is G? G is Gm by R square. So delta G by G percentage wise will be 2 times delta R by R percentage wise. So 2 into 2 percentage, answer will be 4 percentage. Did you understand? Now this is a good question. This is a good question. It will take a little time to solve, but eventually you will get the right answer. Okay. So how to approach this question? Let's try to understand. See, they have said that already this is an equilibrium, but they have not mentioned the density of this material, right? Let's say this is a solid cylinder whose area is A, height is given. So we will, what we will say? We will say that its weight initially mg is being cancelled out by the buoyancy force, right? So what is mg? Mg is density of object into volume. Volume is what? H into A into G, right? This will be equal to buoyancy force. Buoyancy force is if H by 4 is above, that means 1/4 of the volume is above. So you will say how much is below. So density of the liquid into displaced volume will be 3H by 4 into A into G. Do you understand this? So after solving this HAG, and you will get density of object is 3 by 4 times rho, which is 0.75 the density of the liquid, right? Now if this object, which is having the relative density of 0.75, is immersed in a liquid whose density is rho by 4, rho by 4 means 0.5 rho, so relative density is 0.5. So obviously in this particular liquid where the density is rho by 4, the object is definitely gonna sink. Okay, the object is definitely gonna sink. Did you understand this? Now the object is sinking. Now they are saying that the cylinder is also going down with an acceleration A, capital A. So relative to the vessel, what is the acceleration? Acha, relative to the vessel also the acceleration with which it is sinking is a by 3. So we have to just find out the value of a. Okay, I'll explain you. I hope this part is clear at least first of all, that the density of object is 3 by 4 rho. Stop it. Now let's come to the second part of the question. So this was the first part where we need to find out the density of the object. So density of the object will be, I'll write down here, it is 3 by 4 times density of the liquid. Now when it is immersed in another liquid and this whole setup, not this setup, actually we need to draw a different setup now. So here it is sinking already, can you see that? It is sinking already. So since it is going down with an acceleration a, so if you sit inside and watch it, you will say that there are two forces. One is m into g minus a and another one will be buoyancy force, which is density of the liquid, which is rho by 4 into volume, complete volume of the substance, into g minus a, because the effective acceleration due to gravity will be g minus a when you are in this particular medium, right? If this much is clear. Now they are saying it is coming down with an acceleration a by 3 as seen by this person. As seen by this person, it is still coming down with an acceleration of a by 3. So what you will do, you will say, sir, m is what? Density of the object. Density of object is what? 3r by 4, 3 by 4 rho into complete volume into g minus a minus. So this force is what? Mass is what? Density into volume, density of object into volume, minus buoyancy force is how much? Rho by 4 is equals to 3 rho by 4 into volume into a by 3. Did you understand? So this is the final equation that you will get. Right? Now let's solve it quickly and get our answer. So I guess rho v by 4 is gone. First of all, 3g minus a, so 3 times g minus a minus g minus a will be 2 times g minus a. Okay, so it will be 2g minus 2a. It will be 2g minus 2a is equals to a. So 2g is equals to 3a. So a will be 2g by 3. So if you match here 2g by 3, so x will be 2. Okay, so here x will be equal to 2. Isn't it wonderful? A good question, easy to solve, right? Done. Now a mass m is attached to spring oscillates with a time period of 2 seconds. If the mass is increased by, see what is the formula of time period? 2 pi root over m by k, right? So they are saying mass is, time period is 2 seconds is equals to 2 pi root over m by k. So time period becomes 2 plus 1 into 2 pi root over m plus 2 by k. Got it? So initially mass was m and it was increased by 2 kg, time period increases by 1 second. Take the ratio. So 2 by 3 is equals to root over m upon m plus 2, 4 by 9 m upon m plus 2, 4m plus 8 is equals to 9m. So 8 is equals to 5m. So m is equals to 1.6 या फिर 16 into 10 to the power minus 1. So here a will be 16. Did you understand this? Very simple solution. That's all. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The electric potential V is given in magnitude of electric field. See, we will say electric field, only x component will be there because potential is a function of x. It is minus delta V by delta x, right? I cap if you want to write down in the form of vector. Otherwise it will be how much? Minus of 10x minus 10. X is 1, so it will be minus 10 into 1 minus 10, it is minus 20, right? So if you are talking about absolute magnitude, it will be 20 units at that point. So answer will be 20. Got it? What is the maximum? This also came in the last class also. So they are saying this is a single battery, 200 volts, and these bulbs are connected in parallel. So first of all, what is the current required by every bulb? We need to find out, so that we can say that if there is a fuse who can take up a maximum current of 6 ampere, then how many bulbs we can use? First of all, let's talk about the power of a single bulb. Power of a single bulb is I into V. So it is how much? 100 is equals to I into 220. So I is equals to 100 upon 220, which is what? 5 by 11. Okay, and now they are saying n bulbs are used into I is equals to I maximum possibility. So n into 5 by 11 is equals to 6. So n is equals to 66 by 5, which is 13.2. So number of bulbs maximum that can be used will be 13. So its correct answer is 13. Got it? Okay, 3 questions are left. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. Now a compound microscope. Compound microscope. This is objective. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is your objective lens, right? This is your eyepiece, right? Just draw it carefully, right? This distance is 10 centimeter, I suppose, given. F naught is given to you. What is F naught? F naught is 1 centimeter. And what is FE? This is, I guess, 5 centimeter already given in the question raised. The distance between an object and the objective lens, that means here they keep an object, and this distance, I guess, is U naught, right? So they want us to find out U naught. What shall be the value of U naught, so that strain on the eye is minimum. Strain on the eye is minimum, that means image is formed at infinity, right? Image is formed at infinity. It is possible only if the image from the objective is formed at the focus of the eyepiece. Let me show you. Suppose this image is formed here. Okay, so this distance is V naught and this distance is F naught. Then only image will be obtained at infinity. Did you understand? So from here, F naught is given 5 centimeter, length is given 10, so V naught can be found out. So what is going to be V naught? You will say, sir, V naught will be 10 minus F naught, which is, sorry, not F naught, FE. Okay, F naught is already known to you, 1 centimeter. Can you find out U naught? Yes, you will say, sir, 1 by V naught minus 1 by U naught is 1 by F naught. So 1 by 5 minus 1 by U naught is equals to 1 by 1. Both will be positive because it's a converging lens. Image is formed here, so obviously in the direction of incident rays it will be taken 5 centimeter positive. So 1 by U naught will be how much? 1 by 5 minus 1, that is minus 4 by 5. So U naught will be minus 5 by 4, that is minus 1.25 centimeter, right? Minus 1.25 centimeter. Achha, in terms of 40, so answer will be what? 5 by 4, so it will be 50 by 40, so n is 50, right? N is 50. So this is how you can solve this question also. Let's move on to the next question. The work done in turning a bar magnet. Achha, what is the formula of work done? Work done is MB cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2, right? Now from where to where they are going? Theta 1 is initially the bar magnet or electric dipole? Bar magnet. So bar magnet is parallel to external magnetic field. then it becomes perpendicular, right? So initially magnetic moment and magnetic field are parallel, now the magnetic moment is perpendicular. So theta 1 we will take at 0 degrees and theta 2 90 degrees. So this will be cos of 0 degrees minus cos of 90 degrees. Cos 90 is 0, cos 0 is 1, answer is MV, right? This is given something like 40 into 10 to the power minus 6 joules. Now if you leave it from here, so whatever work you have done to rotate it here goes in the form of potential energy in the bar magnet. That means same amount of work has been stored in the form of potential energy in the bar magnet. Now if you leave it, it is going to come back and have the same amount of kinetic energy. Why the hell I solved this? And when it comes back, it is going to have the same amount of rotational kinetic energy. Do you understand? So the answer will be same, 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 joules. Okay, sorry, 40 into 10, 1 second, 40 into 10 to the power minus 6 means 4 into 10 to the power minus 5. So your answer is 4 into 10 to the power minus n. So your answer n is 5. Very lame question, very lame question. Okay, so in hydrogen atom the electron moves around the proton with the speed. Okay, here what we have to do is, first of all there is a, okay, first of all there is a charge. If it is moving, it's a positive charge. If it is moving, it will contribute a current in this loop, right? Now, how you have to find out current? I is Q upon time period. What is time period? Time period is 2 pi r upon V. Did you understand? Right? So I is equals to Q V upon 2 pi r. Is it clear? This is the current. Now what is the moment? Dipole moment. Dipole moment, magnetic moment, sorry, magnetic moment is NIA, number of turns is 1 into current into pi r square. So what is I? QV upon 2 pi r into pi r square. So answer will be QVR by 2. Just put the values and get your answer. Is it okay? So that is all for today, my dear students, and I hope you solved this paper. This was really a very good and balanced paper, and I hope to see you in the solution of the oncoming exam, of the incoming examinations. Okay, so whatever exams are coming from Infinity Learn and Sri Chaitanya, both we will be solving here, and I hope to see you all in the discussion of those exams. Thank you so much. Tada, take care.